Okay, yeah. So this meeting's gonna be recorded. If anyone's not okay with that and wants to be off camera, no worries about that. But I'll just start again. My name is Peyton. I'm a case manager here at Compass Family Services. And today we have a presentation by our Okta representatives who will be leading us in learning about basic computer skills. You guys can go ahead and take it away.
Great. Thank you, Peyton. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for being here today with us and just giving us the opportunity to share some of our skills, some of our technical skills that we've learned throughout the years. We're just happy and very honored to be here with you all today. So I have a team with me from Okta. I have Brian, Leandro, Sammy, and Angelo, and they'll all be speaking on specific subjects and topics from best practices to how to use, how to surf the internet and what to look out for, what to do, what not to do. So a lot of great material and content. So feel free to ask questions. My only recommendation, kind of ask is to, if you can mute, and if you have any questions, then feel free to unmute, or if you feel more comfortable typing in the chat in the Zoom, feel free to do that yourself. Or you can also ask your questions at the end because we'll have a nice Q&A session at the end. So let's get to it. So Angelo, if you can share the slide. My name is Mark and we are with Okta and it's super happy to be here with today. So Brian, kick us off with actually here. So I announced the team, our agenda, a little bit about the agenda. We'll talk about creating a Google account. We'll also talk about, like I said, searching and what to do, what not to do. Sending and receiving emails is big, right? So making sure we know how to send emails to our family and friends and what to do and what not to do there. Zoom has been a big part of our world. We're on Zoom today and how we connect to our family and friends through Zoom. So, yes, I have a Zoom ID, I have a link, and how do I connect to this? What is a Zoom ID and does it require a password? What can I do within Zoom? So those are very important questions to ask. And we will share with, some of those best practices today. And last but not least, searching YouTube for tutorials. I mean, I've learned a lot myself on YouTube. I learned how to take pictures. I learned how to create videos and just share some great content on YouTube. So yeah, if you can go on mute, thank you. So like I said, it's a lot of great material today, so we can get to it. And we'll start with security, our topic of security with Brian. So if you can go next slide, Angelo. So Brian, take us away with security.
Okay, so welcome everybody. The biggest thing we have that's always pestering us all is your password. And we want to enforce that sharing your password is wrong. Okay, no, even if you have to share it to your spouse or sharing it to your kids, the worst is sharing it to someone you don't know. And in this cute little slide here, how secure is your password? Your password should be information that does not relate to your personal information. Example, your social security number, your driver's license. You don't want anything like that because that information that gets out can be used against you. You also don't want to be willing to give your information over the phone or enter it into a laptop if someone's asking for this information. So for example, sometimes you'll get phone calls and say, this is Dell support. We're trying to help you with your laptop. Unless you've actually called Dell support and they can confirm that information with you, do not give out your information to anyone, especially like that. Then you also have scamming people who will also call and say, hey, this is the sheriff's department and you're asking to pay on these following fines. Well, you don't want to give out your driver's license. You don't want to give out your credit cards. It's the same kind of concept with the password on your laptop or your your laptop or with your Google account as we start going through this process. Your password is your lifeline. So it's best that you keep it secure to yourself. Don't share it. Don't write it down on a Post-it. And most of all is make it very complicated. So if you can go to the next slide, I think, do we have that? The next thing that we have is something called phishing. And beware of phishing scams. And phishing is where you get an email or a text, as I mentioned here, pretending to be from the government or from the state. And you have to look at the email address specifically And if you read the from address, it sometimes will say xyz@gmail.com, and it has no relationship to the state or the government who's actually mailing you, because what they're doing is basically trying to scam you out of information, and you're going to get caught off guard if you respond to it. And so if you think the mail is not legit and it doesn't look like it's from someone that you've mailed before, or a help from the government or from the state or from Peyton or Compass Family Services, look at the from message, and the from header will tell you specifically if it's from the person that you're actually talking to, or is it going to be a scam. It's just similar to like when people knock at your door and ask for money. It's the same kind of concept. The only difference is it's electronic. Okay, I think that's it. And then here's some steps of protecting yourself. Protect your computer. We're using security software. You can protect your mobile phone as well. It's advised that you lock your mobile phone with some kind of security password. You definitely want to protect your accounts using a multi-factor authentication like Google Authenticator. And we'll go through that when we set up your account. And the most important is protecting your data by backing it up. Whatever you want to do is don't walk into a Costco and say you're going to log on to a laptop and then start doing some testing and then saving something personal on that machine. Whatever you do, you don't ever want to do that on a machine that is not yours. Okay. Good, next slide. And there we go. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brian. So now I'll be going over how to create a Google account. So to make a Google account, you simply just go to google.com. It'll be brought to you by a website. Click on sign in the top right. Then it'll bring you to a window that'll say sign in, use your Google account. On the bottom, you'll see there's a create account. You would click on that, follow the steps, enter your information, make sure you set up a secure password that's not easily guessed or related to you, such as like your middle name or like a dog, because that might be easily like replaced or not replaceable, might be easily found out by people just looking at your personal information. Then you click done. I'll do a demo of this in a bit and I'll also show you what you get when you get Google. Give me 1 second. All right. So first, I'll show you how to create your Google account. First, when you go to google.com, you put in the address bar, load in, click on sign in on top right. So from here, you go to create account and then create for myself. From here, you would put your actual information that you would want to be identified as, your username, which would generally be your email that you would be sending to / receiving from, as well as your secure password, and then type it again just to make sure you don't put in a wrong password or misspell what you were supposed to be doing. You could also use this, so you would make sure of what password you are typing, just in case you are a little bit paranoid about what you're writing down. Then afterwards, it would ask for your information, such as your phone number, and then you'll be able to create your email. After that, you will be able to, give me 1 second. It's not going away. Sorry about that. Where is my email? There it is. All right, so after you have obtained your email address, you will have access to a lot of Google apps. So what are these Google apps? One of the main important ones is Gmail. As you would see here, Gmail, Drive, Docs, Sheets, and Slides. So mainly what you'll be using Google for is to create documents. So one of the main things you will be using, you would go to New and go to Google Docs. A reminder of what Drive is, it is a universal, it is a storage where you can store any documents you want to create, whether it is just like a resume, or if you want to create a checklist for yourself, or if you want to share any other documents with other users. One way to also make a document is to go to New, Template, and over here, if you don't feel like you want to make your own, you can do one for, let's say, meeting notes, newsletters, most importantly, you can also get, let's see, resume templates. So you would just click any of these. And bam, it'll show you, it's all in like a different language, but all you need to do is just replace like the company name. For example, for me, I'll just put Okta, then I just put IT technician, and you would just go from there. You would replace everything else, click on save, and you don't need to, the best part about Google Drive is that you actually don't need to worry about your files not saving. With Google Drive, any changes you do will be saved automatically, and you will not lose any saves. And let's say if you do a mistake, let's say I do technicians and other, let's say I didn't want that part. There's an undo button in the top left. You just keep going back, and then I'll undo up till what you're missing. Let's say I didn't want to remove this. You can also go forward. So although it saves for you, it also helps you save from your mistakes just in case there are like some little mishaps. So yeah, some other things that you could do in Word, which is document. You can also do some shortcuts like say copy pasting. If you have a Mac, which is an Apple product, you do Command C, then go anywhere else and type in Command V, and whatever you highlighted will be pasted wherever the next place you click. If you're on a Windows device, you would do Control C into Control V, and then same thing will happen. So yeah, now let's say this is what I want right now. You can also just save manually if you're also paranoid about that. Let's see, file. Oh, I think it's all automatic now, so I actually don't need to. But if you do want to download it and let's say send it out to a user, to someone that you need to send your resume to, you would go to download, PDF document, and shortly after, it would download as whatever title you have in the top right or top left, sorry. You could change this to whatever you want. Preferably do this before you save it like I did. But for example, I do resume, click on file, let's do this again, save PDF. So the reason why you would use PDF is because it's something that's universal to everyone where you can see the file, as well as no one will have a hassle opening this compared to other like file extensions that are on here. All right. And yeah, so that's for with documents. Other things that are on here as well. Give me one sec. Let's say if I don't want to make a document. Let's say I want to make a presentation like what we have now. You would go to Google Slides. Same thing applies. You can start from a blank template, or you can go to File, New, and then From Template. Then from here, there will be a lot of other things you can try, so you don't need to start from scratch. You can always get like an idea first and expand on that idea. Same as always, any changes you do will be saved automatically to your drive, and it would all show up in this section right here in your drive, which can be accessed with the 3 dots on the top right. And here are the apps that will be saved. So yeah, let me go, oops. That's not what to do. Let's go back. All right, now I'll be handing off to Leandro for Google Mail. Oops, let me go back. There you go.
Hey everyone, my name is Leandro and I'm an intern at Okta, and I'll be showing how to use Google Mail. And we'll be talking about sending and receiving emails, email etiquette, signatures, salutations, difference between CC and BCC, checking junk mail, identifying spam, downloading and uploading attachments. So I'll be sharing my screen real quick to show a demo. One sec. All right. Can y'all see my screen?
It's loading, just give it a sec.
Either it's loading or you might, there you go. Awesome.
Yeah,
You're good.
cool.
Yep.
All right. So, oops, close that one time. So, to create creating an email, you would press this button to compose an email, and then it'll open up this window right here. And of course, to is whoever you want to send it to, and the CC is to make a copy of the email to send it to that person, and BCC is making a blank carbon copy, which is whoever you put in the BCC the other they won't see whoever else it was the email was sent to. One sec here. And then email etiquette. So you would make I was um a what you call it? Give me one sec. Sorry, my thing is kind of being slow right now. All right. So you put the subject line of what the email is about over here, kind of what the email is going to be about, and then you would put your salutations or your greetings, say hello or dear to whoever you're sending it to. And for emails, you would use manners and say things that that won't be like incriminating to you or something bad, because you don't know who will be seeing the email, or somebody can show it somebody else the email, and don't put anything bad in there. And so also on the last part, you can put your salutation, which is best, cheers, or whatever you want to put. And at the end, you can put your signature, which is you can put your name, or some people use their title at their work, or they also put their phone number and a way to reach them too. Bye. And checking your junk email on Google Mail is right here, is on the trash, and identifying spam. So spam could be a lot of things. It could be like things that you subscribe to, but they keep sending you emails of the same thing, like ads, sponsored stuff, um, emails like asking you to buy things. Um, don't click on unfamiliar links and links that look strange. And if you ever receive some email that's asking you for personal information, just know that a legitimate business will never ask you for your, say, credit card, your social security number, password over email. And always check to make sure the from and reply address match, and that could cause suspicion. And also emails that ask to say that you have won any money, that's usually a bad sign. Um, and when writing an email, you can also attach stuff to it, and you would click on here to do that. And then you would just search for whatever you want to attach in the email, and then you would click open, and it'll bring it right here on the bottom. And I think that's it for the email. I'll go ahead and show how to use the internet search. So if you go on Google and type in, let's say, Safeway, usually some things that you search, it'll bring you an ad, which is something that you don't want to click on. What you want to click on is at the bottom where it doesn't have an ad on it. So like say like this, or like this. And if you want to research something specific, you just put keywords. Say if you're looking for a pharmacy, you can also say if you're looking for a pharmacy, you would or anything near it, like groceries or anything like that, you would just put grocery store, and it'll show like the nearest groceries near you, and you can check those out. And then now we're gonna go check out how to use the Google Maps. So here in Google, it'll show you stuff that you want to go to, or how far somewhere is, or how much time it'll take you to get there. So let's say I'm going to San Francisco, and then I want to get direction to go to San Francisco for where I'm at. So I'm in Hercules. And then it'll have different kind of like transit, or like transportation, or what you want to use. Say you want to drive, and I'll show you the how much miles it is and how many minutes it'll take for you to get there. You can also use public transit, and also walking, bicycling, and of course, if you're taking any flights. Yep, I think that's it for mine. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you, Leandro. All right, and I'm next going to go over Zoom. So on Zoom, we have how to create a Zoom account. And in the Zoom account will be, you can use a free basic account, or if you have any for any of your schools or your work, you can also create an account with them. And then also how to download the Zoom app either on your phone, your smartphone, or on your computer. And then we're gonna go over understanding a Zoom invitation, which includes a Zoom link, a meeting ID, and a dial-in number. So here you'll see, here on this side here, you'll see that this is a Zoom invitation. So what it has is the Zoom meeting link, the Zoom meeting ID, and the dial-in by location. And yeah, so I'll go ahead and go over how to create a Zoom account. So to create a Zoom account, you could go into your Google search and type in zoom.us/download, or sorry, this is how to sign in, or how to create an account. Use zoom.us. You can see here it says sign up for free. So you can create a Zoom account for free. We'll go ahead and click on this here. I'll click up here. Verification. So you will need to enter your information here. I'm just gonna create something really quick, but it will ask for your birth month, birth date. I'm just gonna put something random, and birth year. Go ahead and do continue. And then your email address. So kind of going back to where Angelo showed you how to create a Google account. If you have your Google account, go ahead and enter it here. And once you do that, go ahead and hit sign up. I'll just put mine, or actually I won't put my information here, but once you get your email and you enter it here, go ahead and hit sign up, and you should have a free account ready and set. And then once you have your Zoom account, you can either sign in here, enter your email address, which I could probably enter just to show you, or let me go back here and I'll enter this. Just gonna enter my email address. I'll just stop or pause share for really quick. Okay, so I entered my email address and I got this here. Once you get, so you'll get activation email sent. So I put my email here. You'll get an email account or an email from Zoom. You see how it says confirmation link will be sent to your email to begin using Zoom. So if I pull up my Yahoo account, I will get that email, and that's how I can create or finish completing my Zoom account. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign in here, and I will show you all in a bit. Sorry about that. So I won't be showing you how to do that, but once you do get an email from Yahoo, you can go ahead and complete your account. And then going back to the slides here, you could also get a download Zoom for your phone and for your laptop, for your computer. And to do that, you go back to Zoom, and you type in zoom.us/download. And for your laptop, you could download this one here, which is the Zoom client for meetings. So that's the desktop laptop or the laptop computer application. And for your phone, if you visit this website here on your phone, you could click, if you have an iPhone, which would be Apple, you could click it here. If you have an Android, you could use Google Play here. And that is how you do that. So I'm gonna go back to these slides. And so Zoom, functions of Zoom, we have functions here, how to raise a hand or how to raise your hand on Zoom, breakout rooms, the chat. You also have the reactions, so any emojis down here, and how to mute your camera and your audio, so your microphone, and also how to share screen, which is what I'm doing right now. So here you have a little example. If you have your video, you could also put virtual backgrounds. So if you click on that little arrow here, you'll get these options here. It'll be your camera inputs, virtual backgrounds, and your video filter, and also video settings. So once you select that, you'll have, these are just virtual backgrounds that Zoom has. And I could show you really quick how this all looks. So if you have your Zoom window, just how you seen on the slides, you'll see you have your mute button. So if I click this, once you see if I talk, you can't hear me. So, and then you also have your audio settings here for Zoom. And same thing with video. So if I stop my video, you won't be able to see me no more. And you turn back on to show your video. And then you also have your settings here and virtual background, just like we showed earlier. And so participants is how you could see who's in the call. And then if you go in the chat, so if you want to put anything like we were talking here, you can also put something in the chat here to communicate with whoever's on the call. And then you have recordings. If you ever do any recordings, this is where you can find them. And breakout rooms, just a bit more functions just to break out into different rooms. So say Angela and I are going to be in one breakout room, Peyton and Mark are going to be another breakout room, and everybody in that specific breakout room will be able to talk, and nobody else, whoever else isn't in that break room won't be able to communicate with those people. And then on the bottom here, we also have reactions. So you can either raise your hand, and what that does is if you have a question, if you're on mute, or if you have any important you want to say, you can raise your hand, and they'll just let the presenter know that you have a question or that you want to speak. And you can also lower it once you have your turn to speak. And you also have any reactions. So say you like this session here, you go ahead and give us a thumbs up, or any party emojis here. And then how to share screen. So I'm currently sharing screen, but you could also share screen here. So when you select that, you have different screens that you have open. So any of your Google Windows, or if you have any applications, you can also share that there. And all you do, so right now I'm sharing my desktop. So what the difference between sharing your desktop and sharing a specific application is if I select my desktop like I am sharing now, if I go to any different, say I want to go to my Zoom application, you could go through here, and whatever you do, since you're sharing screen, everybody will see. Or if you don't want to do that and you just want to select one specific application, like say if I go back to the Zoom window here, this is the only thing you'll be able to see. So if I go, like right now, I'm going back to the home screen, you can't see that. You could only see this specific window. So that's just depending on your preferences and also security reasons. So if you don't want to share your full desktop, if you have anything open that you're not allowed to share, you shouldn't share. That's a reason why you just want to select a specific window versus your full desktop. Now I'll go back to our slides here. Yeah, and feel free to ask any questions in the chat, or feel free to ask any questions live. If not, we'll have time for Q&A later on. And lastly, we do have how to search on YouTube for tutorials. So YouTube is if you haven't used it already, it's very helpful. You can either search for music videos or tutorials for how to do, say you want to know how to do an oil change for your car. And I could bring this up real quick on my Windows. If you want to know how to change your oil for your car, you could go to youtube.com. and you could search how to change oil. So you'll see there's a bunch of ads here. Normally you want to avoid this, but you have all these videos here from different people that you want to watch. So that's how you do that. And if you have any other tutorials on how to use Zoom, you also have a bunch of tutorials here that are very, very helpful. So that's a reason you can use Zoom or sorry, YouTube. And I believe that is it for our slides. I don't know if we have any questions, any comments. Feel free to share out, and we'd be happy if there's anything that you have questions about that we just went over. If you want to kind of dig in a little bit more, feel free to ask that here, and we could go back and go over that again. Anybody? All right. Yeah, don't be shy. This is also recorded. So if you have if you want to go over it again, we have this recording. And I'm not sure if we'll be sharing this out. Sorry, Peyton. I don't know if we'll be sharing this so everybody.
Yeah, we can email it out to everybody, and I think we'll be definitely saving it to our drive, so we'll have it accessible for anyone who wants it.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah, and if there's anything that we didn't go over right now, and you like to go over, please, yeah, please feel free to also ask, and we'll be happy to help out.
Thank you guys so much for all the information.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Well, yeah, that's it for me. I don't know if we have anything else, or if we just want to go ahead and close out. Nobody. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining. Appreciate you joining all, and yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
Okay, bye.